Hello and welcome back to the division of Silvertail, where I'm back in Legend of Keepers, continuing where I left off last time. And rather than put people out to rest, including, oh geez, a large part of my defensive team, I'm going to go to the trainer and upgrade them first, because that's very important to me. You can't be upgraded, but you can. Good old tank. And you can be upgraded. Oh, that's nice. That doubles. So now you can potentially be giving them 20 barrier return for doing very little. I like that. So let's see what you can do. It upgrades my favorite ability of theirs. So that's nice. I just want to sort of upgrade my main team here because I feel like that'd be a good thing to do. Okay, great. Actually, hold on. Hold on. Extend with money or with tiers? I don't have many tiers, so I'll extend with money. Okay, now let's have a look. Nice. These guys don't need to go on break anymore. That's great. I'm happy about that. I'm happy that they no longer need to go on holiday, because I'm not sure I can survive them going on holiday. Oh, come on. This is got to be good. Okay, you finally have some free time to tinker with your advanced trap. Which part will you upgrade? Materials, a new passive. Weaponry, enhanced damage. What's the new passive? Applies burn. Burn 1. To one of them, or to all of them? Or more than double the damage. Additional ammunition. I don't... Definitely the enhanced weaponry, I think. Yeah. That just looks like... That looks like a no-brainer to me. Okay, what are you giving me? A new monster? Don't care. A new trap? Don't care. A new monster? Also don't care. You're kind of high difficulty, but I guess we'll give you a shot because risk and reward. I should probably be playing it safe while my boss heals, come to think of it. Oh well, I didn't think that through. What are we dealing with? You again. Air at the back as well, fire at the front. Yep, this doesn't look friendly at all. You give... blah blah blah. You can give more morale once. Can't be affected by penalties, dealing damage, or morale over time. So you can't be demoralized. That's a pain in the rear. What am I going to do? Your armor is not fantastic, but it's not terrible either. I'll put you at the front, question mark? Why would I do that? You don't resist fire either. The idea here is to try and demoralize the two at the front as much as possible, to soften them up for what comes later, because their health is kind of high. Let me see. This looks good. Ballista. Rolling straight into the energy converter. Then they get some of the morale back. Not great. Now, air and fire at the front. And also air at the back. Jeez, I don't know. You don't resist everything that well. And that'd be a lot of damage for you to be trying to take, but I sort of learned last time that I need you to be the one tanking the damage. You also do the least damage, so I guess in some ways you're also the most expendable, even if you're the key point to them not dying. This is probably a terrible mistake. I probably just signed my own death warrant here. Come to think of it. Okay, who would take the most damage from fire? You would. So. Oh yeah, that's nice. Because the splash, it does a lot of damage and the splash goes up. I don't need to be applying burn when I'm just doing raw damage. See, that's not bad damage for a trap, I think. Now my thought with you is to try and tank a bit by just getting a lot of barrier by bashing them in the face. I mean, absorbed that entire attack, so that's something. It won't work on you, unfortunately, but it will work on those. So there's that. Ugh. And it had to be the armor up. Oh well, you're dead. You're too dead to make use of that. So never mind. Come on, you. I mean, I'm getting good, like, demoralization on these guys, which isn't bad. Because these guys are surviving well enough that they can really stack it on. Not on this guy, of course, but, well, he's another matter. Look at that, 15 demoralization on that guy, and 12 on the one in front. If they get another turn, which they might, question mark? Maybe not the one on the back. Oh no. They are both going to get another shot. This might be enough, you know, anti-morale to take these two out completely. Oh wait. That's a shame. Still. So you replenished their morale, but it's not going to be enough, is it? So your armor was already not great. This should get us a lot of barrier. And it's good because the guy at the back is the one who we can't demoralize anyway. Just look at that morale stripping off. Easy target. I mean, that would have been nice, but it's not the right timing now. Even more barrier, because why not? They get a bit of their morale back, but I'm honestly not sure it'll be enough to save this guy. Possibly the one at the front too. See, when that works, it can apply a ridiculous amount of demoralized. I mean, honestly, that plus a really good barrier giver wouldn't be bad at all. Ah, now you now give an extra 20 barrier every turn. You're a little, you're better now. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute, it only went up once. Shouldn't it have gone up twice? Because every time you attack, and that gets a double attack. I don't know. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. I almost want to do this, but the guy at the back can't be demoralized. He has to die. These ones might collapse to the demoralization on their own. I suppose I could try and cement that? I don't know. Ouch. And the ones at the front back are not doing that well on their defense. You see, gave him 20. I watched that one happen, so maybe I just missed it the first time. Right. Now the real damage can begin, except the one at the back, you know, the one I have to damage. Still, poison doesn't work on him either. So the damage is comparable, sort of? I feel like the guy in the middle is going to run off soon. He doesn't have that much morale left. Maybe another couple of turns still. Just really want him gone. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I feel like we're kind of struggling here. This one can definitely go down to death. That's not a problem. He will be easy enough to kill once we get there. This one might not even get another attack. Okay, let's just keep with this. One down. That's definitely a bonus. You've run off. So now it's just a bit of fire being thrust at this guy, and he resists that. But now he's in range of the penetrating shot. Oh well. Geez, who do we have? I don't dislike you, or you, or you. I'll take you. I'm not going to use you, though, because I'm doing a full mech thing. So there. Ooh, the doctor is kind of tempting. I don't have enough money for the engineer to be really worth it, so let's just go to the doctor. Yep, get a bit more health, so that I hopefully don't die. Check my employees. None of them are desperately low in morale. The workout could be useful. Yeah, that seems like a good one. And sure, I need to make sure my health gets back up in time for, like, the final boss. I'm the final boss. I mean, the final hero trying to defeat the final boss. The archaeologist. I sort of like this one. It's like an archaeologist ring your doorbell to claim an artifact, blame you for looting it, etc., etc. And all three options involve brutally tearing them apart. It's like, pick your method of brutally tearing them apart. You know, the business trip can be good. I've got some monsters I don't care about, like you, except you get more morale, which I don't care about. What's this do? More gold. Well, it feels like I've got aggressive stuff here, mostly. I wouldn't mind sending you off for the tiers, but I can't really be losing you. So I'll send you off. I don't care about your morale, but a bit more gold. Lots of gold. A monster. A trap. Risk and reward. Yes. It looks like I'll get a nice amount of gold from this, which is happy in my book. I like getting more gold. Okay, who are we facing? Let's see, nature everywhere. Does poison and applies elemental weakness. That's all bad. Not good against fire, though, so, you know. Air at the back. You don't take much morale damage, and you can give morale back once. You can heal someone and remove all their penalties. Right. And you do fire everywhere. So it's basically attacks everywhere except a big air hit at the back. So who resists air? You, kind of. You not at all. You kind of, but you're too squishy for that to matter. If I put you at the front, you might actually be able to hit this guy a lot. And then these guys can, you know, go here and hit them with as much morale as they can. Then they get blasted into pieces. Oh dang, look at this. Both of the traps are after these guys? Both of them? That's not fair. Right, hold on. You don't resist air well, neither do you really. Still, I'm going to put you where the damage is getting tanked from, because you're the tank. Actually, I'm going to put you at the front, because that means that you're in the place that's going to be hit the least. I guess. I guess then I'll hit them with the ballista and the energy converter. If nothing else, because that'll do the most damage, I think. I still don't know if the barrier passes on to the boss. I should really know that by now. Or failing that, look it up. But, such is life. I think this will be good, though. He's not going to be hit very much. He's going to be getting a barrier constantly from his attacks. So I think he can mostly tank his way to doing a lot of damage to this guy. Maybe even getting rid of him. Especially when you take into account the fact that these guys are going to be hitting him for physical damage as well. Oh man, he didn't even last. Yeah, I like the idea of him just sitting here relatively safe while these guys absorb damage, but they didn't absorb the damage very well. Still, we did a good amount of damage to this annoyance. He hits oh. He's back to full health. I mean, at least they got that out of the way, so there's that. Right, you take the most damage from this, so let's just bombard you. It's a shame, the guy with his wrench followed by this could possibly have done a lot of damage, gotten rid of the guy in the front even. Because look at how much damage we're doing. He's more than halfway down with his health. We're going to get some morale back. Morale just has not been a thing here. Oh look, we get some barrier. Some tiny, insignificant amount of barrier. Without that starting barrier, this trio is just not going to be able to get started. It's not enough for him to give barrier. Or her, or it, or whatever. Because of that, I'm not going to bother doing this thing. So I'm just going to hit with this, because I can maybe get rid of the guy at the front, which would help a lot. Oh, jeez, that one's almost gone. Will it even get a turn? I don't think so. Maybe if the armor gain happens before... It doesn't happen before the fire. Right. At least that one's gone. Man, this entire team, I mean, they're strong if they can have their barrier. But they need a bit of starting barrier, which they just don't get. So neither of your armor is fantastic. That could honestly be better just attacking with this and seeing how much I can hit with it. Not sure what else I can do. These guys are getting a little bit of barrier. I guess the poison guy isn't around anymore, so that helps. Ouch. Goodbye, fire fellow. Oh, or not. You're gonna get killed by the burn or the poison. Take your pick. Pick your poison. You're not gonna live. Or you might if the barrier activates. His barrier protected you from death. Very handy, that stuff, that barrier. I like this guy. I mean, he's a bit fragile, yeah, but like the potential to give 10 or if not 10, 20 barrier. That's handy. Okay, so they're a bit beaten and bruised, but that team just could not function well without their barrier. Please tell me that goes to the boss. We'll finally answer that question, surely.
I have full authorization to kill you.
103 barrier. That has to have travelled across. So there's actually legitimate strategy in just trying to barrier up the boss and then use that ability. Because, I mean, we could possibly get through this without taking any Never mind. Never mind. Still, I didn't go too badly. Let me see. Ice, ice weakness, nature, and poison. I'm just not going to use these things. I'll take this just because, I don't know, it's different. Right. Don't know that I can trust that this thing will reduce the morale they take, because I'm pretty sure it's like a variable thing. Sadly, that means you need to go and break too. I guess I'll put you in here as like a replacement. Geez, I'm gonna have to take the weakest enemies I can on the next one while they're recovering. This is going bad fast. You would get some morale back, which is kind of what I wanted anyway. You'll get 3 back. Or I could send you away for tears, yeah. Seminars. A boost to my employees, right? The Monster Resource Manager feels your employees are at the end of their rope. Tell me about it. As such, she is suggesting you different activities to stimulate them. More morale, kind of tempting. Damaging attacks burn. Resistance is up. I like resistance is up. I've already got someone off, so let's go for this. Lucky me? Question mark? Who is this guy? Regarding the bet you placed and won on a boar race a while back. Oh, a hulking, shifty troll has come to demand you return his cash. You could also have one of the nearby employees beat him up in your stead. Earn your life by choosing to face him. Huh. It's his haircut. I know he's referencing something. I don't really care about this guy that much, but he'll get haste if his morale is full. Sure, let one of my employees handle it. I can't risk it. Oh, jeez. See, I'd love to take on the champion. Risk and reward, as I will repeatedly say until I stop playing this game. Sure. But I do not think I am capable of fighting the risk and getting the reward. Although at this point, it doesn't look like I've got much of a choice. It's 4 difficulty, 4 difficulty, or 5 difficulty. With that in mind... Jeez. I'll take on these guys. This gives me a master bonus, which I think is slightly better for me, maybe. The game's really going to try and kill me right here, isn't it? There's no easy option. What are you? Prevents monsters from coming back to life. Okay, that's not an issue. Removes penalties, that's not good. Air damage again, I hate that move. Fire at the front. Less penalties. Nature at the back. Okay. Well, I can't be doing my morale thing anyway, so it's a moot point. Put you here. You can maybe do a bit of damage there. They get some morale back. We're not using an anti-morale strategy, so I'm not too worried about that. I guess I'll put you at the back. Yeah. This isn't ideal. It's really, really not ideal. We'll just have to see what we can do. So we'll hit you with the ballista. That's for sure. Hopefully the armor will last until you get here, where I can use the energy converter to give this team a bit of defenses. I guess you'll be at the front to quote-unquote tank. You're good against nature, apparently, so you'll sit there, and then you can sit in the middle. We've got a mechanic as a replacement tank, which is not exactly what I want, but it'll have to do, won't it? Ow. Bonk. Oh, you don't have any barriers, so this is going to be like half the damage. I should have used the energy converter. I forgot about your ability and how it worked, which is my bad, of course. I don't like this at all. You don't have good fire resistance, kind of, so the Grenadier should be able to do a reasonable amount of damage to you, but don't really know how much. So you have barrier now, which is something. Do you just gain barrier? Randomly? Well, we're doing a bit of damage, and I don't... You've got one heal in your pocket. Otherwise, they're not going to do any healing. So you'll probably heal yourself, which will basically negate this entire fight. No, I don't like this at all. Yeah, healed herself. I'm not surprised. That battle almost might as well not have happened. Anyway, we can hit you. We shall do decent damage to you at the front. Pretty decent damage. Splash back. I mean, this is good. It takes a nice chunk out of them. Wow, that was nice. See, the high-level ballista seems to do as much, if not more, damage. Okay, so they're looking a bit fragile. I like that the armor is still down. Let's make sure we've got a bit more barrier. This team is going to need it. Okay, so they're reasonably well tenderized, but the problem is we sort of needed to persist. So as long as the armor is down a bit, you can get more barrier to help tank. I suppose penetrating shot would really help the one at the front keep up their barrier, come to think of it. I was really leaning towards just applying barrier to everyone. Right. Let's try and keep the barrier going. We're not looking too fragile right now. Not looking too fragile at all. Can I get rid of you? Maybe not quite. We can get close and make sure that the next wrench is your last. That'd be a boon. Oh, never mind. Okay, that's good, that's good. Now, you just focus on getting them barrier for more attack power. You focus on keeping the barrier on yourself so you can tank the first move, because that one will bounce if he gets past you. This is actually going to work, I think. Even without the tank. This guy's probably not quite as good as the tank, because the tank just got its barrier passively, although he generates his own barrier. Whereas the tank requires the others to have barrier in order to tank. Maybe that's the point, I should keep one of these around, and like, if these things don't line up well for this group, this one can try and generate enough of their own barrier to keep things going. Maybe. It might not be a bad plan B. This also has a nice ability to do a lot of physical damage at the front. So you've got like an armor breaker and a heavy hitter who also tanks by hitting heavy. I feel like the problem with regeneration is, while it's useful, it's not useful in actual combat. I'll upgrade the bomb because I don't use it much, but it has a lot of potential? Question mark. Okay, even more of you are going off. The tank is back. I will, however, keep you here as a plan B, because I don't think that wasn't working badly, come to think of it. It was actually working surprisingly well, I would say. I don't know if I've got enough money for what I want. I'll wait till I've got more money. No thanks. Business trip, go on. So, let me send someone who I don't care about away. Where's that? Demons. Send the demon away. Don't want another demon artifact. Therapist. Therapy wouldn't be a bad thing. If I could get some therapy, that would get the morale of these guys pretty much up to full. Right? And if I sneakily add this guy back to the roster. Sure. You know what? Yeah. Used up just about all my tiers, but now their morale is a bit better. So that's okay. Ooh. Trap upgrades. Aw. I can't do the thing. I honestly think at this point more ammo would be better than applying one level of burn. Great. That means you hit another time. Try the engineer. I don't have enough money for the things that I want. To all available monsters, that's not worth it. I'm a little tempted, but not worth it. You know what? Yeah, okay, I don't use the demons. I feel bad sacrificing my monsters, but needs must, I guess. Can I make you better? Ooh, an napalm gets better. Okay. I need the tank to be good, because I like the tank. What do you give me? Gold, another monster, an artifact, a trap. I'll go for the extra gold, because I can use that to upgrade my monsters. I'll have to make this the last battle for this episode, though. I'm having some fun. I'm having a good time this time, though, because I feel like I'm finally getting the engineer and how to use the barrier properly, and how to use their abilities properly. At least I feel like I am. I could be wrong. Right, you do not take as much stuff from traps. That's a problem. Especially since you're the one I would have wanted to hit with the Grenadier. Let me see. You strip penalties off. All heroes at the start of his turn once. Start of his turn. He might use that too soon. He resists penalties and gets morale back. And you can't be demoralized. This seems like a terrible team to use my morale stuff on. And yet that's what I have. So ice and fire at the front. You're not going against any of this. You're just going to sit here to absorb a brief amount of damage, I'm afraid. And these guys are going to try and demoralize them. It's not going to work very well. I kind of feel like that's my only real option. I suppose I could have tried to use the Hawk on him, of course. That would have done a decent amount of damage to him, come to think of it. But I don't know. Oh great, we're in the situation of no traps. So there's negligible barrier, which means can I really use you? You don't resist that stuff well. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I don't like this at all. See, I could put all these guys out. But it only works if they have barrier, and the barrier isn't going to be forthcoming. Whereas this one can generate his own barrier off a guy with little armor. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this way. He does not resist air well. None of them do, really. He wouldn't be better to have back here, I don't think. I'm not exactly happy with any of this. Oh, jeez. Right. This looks much nicer. You know, smacking them with the ballista, them trying to get some morale back, and then me energy converting this guy in the face. That sounds more my speed. Right, well, we start with the Grenadier. See, he doesn't take that much damage from traps, so I feel like it's going to have to be this. He doesn't get any bonus damage done, but he doesn't take any off, so... helps. Besides, I really hate this guy's ability at the back. Shame. Didn't really get to maximize the Grenadier's effectiveness there, but there we go. Now, yeah, this is going to be a sign of what's to come with trying to tank with that guy there, I fear. Yeah, not going to be easy to try and demoralize these folk. Hey, the two at the front, we could potentially stack a whole load of it on. Potentially. They got some barrier. Where did they get that from? It keeps happening. It must be something which I've forgotten about. Oh, right. Wait, if the target's morale is under 50, no, that doesn't work. Maybe there was some passive thing they started with that gave something to them? I just wasn't paying attention to the plethora of weird bonuses they get. Well, he's dead. Yep. Still, they apply decent demoralizing to them, so they should take more damage from this stuff. Get some barrier to the guys behind. Good grief. Alright, let's see what we're going to do here. You go first, so you can get enough barrier for his ability to work well. So that he can get enough barrier for hopefully a little bit more survival. But see, that time it didn't work. His went up once, not twice, but he attacked twice. Monsters in the dungeon get 10 barrier points when the airport attacks. He attacked twice. I've seen it work, but it didn't work that time. Does it not trigger sometimes? I don't understand that. That seems inconsistent. And if there's one thing I just cannot stand, it's inconsistency in mechanics. So, plus 10. Should do plus 10 again. Yeah, see, it happened there, but it didn't happen the first time. I watched it. I mean, maybe I'll try and watch it back and double check that I wasn't mistaken, but I'm pretty darn sure. Of course you're immune to that as well. Is there anything that hurts you? Now, he's not tanking too badly. I knew this wasn't going to work exceptionally well, because... well, I mean, he's being hit by something he's weak against. What do you expect? I kind of wanted to just get rid of him flat out, but... I probably should have done... oh, he actually gets another turn. Okay, well, in that case... It's of no matter. So he should be taking more damage now. Too late for him. And possibly too late for him if we're not careful. Let's just try and make sure this guy doesn't get more than one attack on my little floater droid here. Because yeah, he can... Well, he does resist air exceptionally well, actually. Oh jeez, I mean, he's been accruing so much barrier, I should have put him at the back. He could have soaked it up with his barrier. That was stupid on my part. Come to think of it, just raw, flat out stupid on my part. So why isn't that showing him dying? Doesn't seem to take into account that sometimes. Bonk. See, I could have totally gone through this without any deaths if I'd just been smarter about it. I'm sincerely wondering if this guy is just flat out better than the tank for this job. Especially with this thing behind him. It depends on the team, of course. If they've got a real heavily armoured person in front, then this one is not going to do much of anything. What are you? Never seen one of you before, I don't think. Oh wait, you're like the ghoul thing, but you're reskinned. Or maybe it's just you have a ghost costume on because it's still Halloween themed for some reason. Sure, whatever. Sadly, that is gonna have to be the episode because I've gone over my time again, as I seem to do more often than not. It's almost like my attempts to keep track of time just don't do anything. Anyway, I'm gonna have to call it. Unfortunately, this was Silvertail. Be sure to come back if you like what you see. My daughter's pack a plan D, because here there be dragons.